Tomorrow a new balance patch is happening, and we already kind of know what's going to happen, but it was kind of scuffed, not gonna lie, with the Google Translate. Yeah, I definitely was missing out some stuff, so we're gonna go through the balance patch one more time, maybe think about it a bit more to see what this all really means, and have the proper translation and the proper buffs right here. So first we have some buffs to our lovely Garchomp. Again, more HP, more defense, more special defense, more crit. Does Garchomp deserve nerfs? You can also maybe look at that a bit in this video. I can look at some win rates and you guys can see if the Pokemon deserves a buff or not. If we scroll down right here, Garchomp currently one of the 44% win rate. It's even worse than I thought. Wait, it's a new season, right? Let me see. Are bot games still part of this? Bot games are always part of a new season. If you see X attack with the low win rates because bots take it, but it doesn't look that bad, so yeah. Garchomp currently sitting at an absolutely abysmal win rate, and I've played some Garchomp myself, and I really can't tell or can't say that it feels good in this current meta. With all the Mega Evolutions, it definitely feels very, very difficult with these Pokemon being up here. Now Meowth also being very high win rate. It's very, very difficult for it to do stuff. So, definitely deserves a buff. 100% deserved. Cerulege, weak armor again, 33% more damage. Phantom Force, so it's Phantom Force, cooldown from 10 to 9, 8% damage increase. And it's not the Unite buff getting a buff, it's Bitter Blade. So yeah, Bitter Blade, Phantom Force build, getting a small buff. Or not a small buff, a pretty good buff. 1 second cooldown is very nice. Currently also sitting at a pretty bad win rate. As again, most all-rounder just struggle in this mega meta if they don't have Mega Evolutions themselves, right? So, and also Blastoise being around and Vaporeon, very difficult for some all-rounder to get stuff going. So, yeah. Also, I'm very excited to try this with a iframe build. So, cooldown reduction, Shedinja Doll. I played it before. Very, very fun. So I've also something I'm gonna try. Tinkaton, also weird Pokemon. It does struggle a lot. Let's look at Tinkaton's win rate. I don't think it's all too bad, but yeah, definitely you can see that Ice and Megaton definitely a bit underperforming. 48. 48 isn't too bad though, of course, but still underperforming, and Smackdown is also still insanely underperforming. So we have again a buff to the boost auto attack, more recovery. Ice Hammer, 25% damage increase. That is nice. It doesn't really do a lot of damage, so yep. And slow effect on opponent change from 50 flat to 70%, decaying by 10% every 0.5 seconds. So at the start it's a bit stronger, and then it at some point reaches the 50% again. I've already liked Ice Hammer, so this is a big buff for Ice Hammer, and I'm definitely going to play it a bit more. Because also Thief doesn't get a change, right? So Ice Hammer, you can already see it's kind of close to being the same win rate as Thief, and I liked it a lot. But Thief got buffed because of this, right? So Ice Hammer doesn't give you boost auto attacks, but Thief gives you boost auto attacks. So in theory, I just take back what I just said. Thief did get a buff because it gives you boost auto attacks, right? So they get buffed. Smackdown movement, yep, decrease on save from 50 to 30, so you're a bit faster while charging it up. And also lower cooldown. And the Unite move getting an 8% increase. I really wish they would just change maybe the second part of the Unite move, because that thing is just so bad. It's so slow. And yeah, but at least some damage to it. Alright, what do we have next? Trevenant, again, Woodhammer. Surprisingly, is Woodhammer doing this bad? Let me see. No, it's not doing bad at all. 49%, 0.5, I think it's pretty much doesn't really need something, needs a buff. And if you look at this with the right item, eject button, up to 53% win rate. So, and even with Pain Split, right, sitting at a solid win rate. So, this one definitely does need a buff. But yeah, I'm also I don't like see, you know, stun moves getting necessarily buffed for no reason. So that one definitely does not really deserve a buff. Up next, okay, so Dark Void was a bit weird on the Google Translate. So let's see. Dark Void, again, 1 second cooldown buff. Nasty Plot, 15% damage increase. They just pretty much, I mean, Dark Void with that bit is kind of bad right now. They did nerf it pretty hard. You can see 46% win rate. So they're putting the power back into it after the nerfs. Let me check actually, what did they nerf again about it last patch? Was it in here? No. When was it even? Darkrai has been a while ago, right? So let me see. This was Delmise. Is it kind of like the same things again buffed? Yeah, I can't find it right now. I already forgot when Darkrai was nerfed, honestly. I have no idea right now. Maybe in here? Nope. Oh, here. That's Darkrai release. Yeah, guys, I can't find it right now, if you maybe know in the comments. But anyways, they're putting some power back into Darkrai, with Nasty Plot and Dark Void getting buffed. Shadow Claw damage during Dark Void 10% increase, that's quite interesting. But the funny part is this build actually got popular right now. You can see it's sitting at a 51.6% win rate, with Shedinjodol 56. So this build actually is pretty good right now, but you can see Darkrai has a very bad pick rate. But we have seen this in tournaments now. People started playing this build in tournaments and doing very well with it. And also Unite Move getting a buff again. So yeah, I feel like too many buffs on Darkrai. A few too many buffs. Definitely feel like it will go back into the meta. Psyduck, disable Psychic. Let's see how Disable and Psychic are doing, cause this, yeah. Psychic is sitting at a 51.8% win rate. So why are we buffing it? They're buffing Psychic Kudamai 1 second. These are the buffs that I just don't understand. Disable, I can understand it being buffed a bit, but even then it's still sitting at a good win rate. So these are the kind of buffs that are just very questionable, because Psyduck is pretty good right now. It doesn't have to run XP share anymore. It's strong at level 4, level 6. So yeah, this is just a buff that it just doesn't need it. Disable, sure, maybe a bit. Psychic, no, and Unite Move also not. Like, these are just complete nonsense of buffs. Psyduck hindrance capability against opponents was weak in the current environment, leading to continued underperformance. This is what they consider underperformance. This right here is underperformance. Okay. So now we go to the more confusing part as well. So yeah, Flamethrower was buffed by 12%. Some people told me it was Fire Blast. Google Translator told me it was maybe Flamethrower, but it didn't really tell me anything either. So yeah, Flamethrower is getting a buff on normal Charizard. And also, the Seismic Slam, the flight duration of normal Charizard, which actually is also doing pretty good right now. But I guess I want to make it closer to like the Mega is. Okay, this one is doing pretty bad. Sure. Right, Fire Punch was the better bit right now. And this one is doing pretty bad. 2 seconds longer in the air for normal Charizard. Pretty big buff. Definitely seems it's going to make it decent. Then we have Rapidash, which is a scary Pokemon to buff. Gleam with a 7.5% damage increase. If you look at Rapidash, I think it has a pretty good win rate. Yeah. Gleam sitting at 52. But Agility Gleam sitting at 38. Holy. I didn't expect that one. Yeah, currently the best one definitely is Smart Strike and Dazzling Gleam. And buffing Gleam is a scary thing. So we're probably going to have a Smart Strike Gleam meta. Not exciting. Agility also getting a buff. But yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Comfy again. Comfy does deserve some buffs, as it's currently underperforming because of XP share. I mean, look at this win rate. 52% win rate. I don't like Comfy getting buffed, but it makes sense, sadly. I just wish they would rework the Pokemon instead. And then we have the nerfs again. Zacian losing Unstoppable on its Unite move, which will make it slower while charging up its Unite, but mainly also for Blaziken. So what does this mean? This means that Buzz will Superpower, Buzz will Leech Life, stuff like Serena Unite, I guess, right, will work. Stuff like, what is it? Submission Machamp, those things that work on hindrance-resistant targets can cancel Overheat and Zacian Unite move. So now you need more than just, you have more things than just Mimikyu or Slowbro, who always could cancel those things, right? This is pretty much a change for the competitive meta, because Zacian is still one of the top Pokemon in tournaments due to being able to just rip Kyogre or Rayquaza or Groudon, whatever it is, and then get its Unite move out to secure it. And Blaziken also the Overheat Unstoppable. This just allows some teams in tournaments to have a bit more counter picks towards these Pokemon on draft in general, as they're very strong at just securing the win for the team. So I think it makes sense. It doesn't really, the hindrance doesn't affect too much, because hindrance resistance is that if you get stunned by something, you get slowed, right? And since Blaziken is standing still, it only matters against things that actually actively can get us out of it. So again, Superpower, Buzzwole, Leech Life Buzzwole, Submission Machamp, and there might be some other things I'm forgetting right now. But yeah, those things definitely work on it now. Mega Gyarados, of course, most deserving nerf. So attack increase. Oh no, so this was, yeah, okay, they didn't buff the Unite move. I was scared, I thought they buffed the Unite move. So, okay, they didn't. Attack increase on Self, Mold Breaker, nerfed, Penetration nerfed of it as well. And then Waterfall was actually nerfed. It sounded like They're gonna make it, the Mega Evolution, a bit less animation time, so you can start attacking earlier, because when you Mega Evolve as Gyarados, you stand there for a while. But no, okay, it's Waterfall getting nerfed. Alright. Yeah, maybe I should use like some AI for the patch notes next time to translate them properly. I'm not a big AI fan, but for those things, it's definitely pretty useful. So yeah. Cooldown. So what people did now, because Dragon Breath, you cannot just, if you go on the wrong target, you're dying. People just started spamming Waterfall, because Waterfall has 0-second cooldown if you're hitting opponents. So yeah, I think that makes sense. That's a good nerf right here for Mega Gyarados. Mega Charizard Y, let's see what happens here. So again, it gets a flamethrower buff for some reason. Same as normal Charizard, right? I mean, they buffed normal Charizard flamethrower, so I guess this is also getting buffed at the same time because they're the same thing. Makes sense, I guess. And then this Unite Move is getting nerfed. Sheet amount in activation from 20 to 10%, and move speed increase in activation from 50 to 30. I mean, I feel like this is just a straight up buff though still. Like they're just buffing flamethrower, which makes it better outside of it. And its Unite is like, I don't think this matters too much. Maybe this matters a bit, but this doesn't really matter. Even though you do get bursted down, the 10% shield is almost nothing anyways. Mewtwo X, very deserving nerf, in case you don't know. Currently sitting... Actually, it's sitting less than Mewtwo Y though, but I think Mewtwo X is honestly a bigger problem to me. I hate playing against Mewtwo X. Mewtwo Y is annoying, but not as annoying as Mewtwo X. So yeah, you can actually see how annoying the meta is right now. Mega Gyarados, Meowth, point and click, Mega Charizard Y, Vaporeon, unkillable, point and click Mewtwo Y, point and click Mewtwo X, then just normal Gyarados here, sandwiching the other ones. Blastoise, Latias, Glaceon. And then there's just Duraludon up here. And look at Psyduck. Look at this underperforming Pokemon right here. Look at this underperforming Pokemon. Yeah, Timmy. What else I have to say? Okay, so Mewtwo X, less attack, less damage after teleporting, less damage after teleporting plus, future sight, also less damage and longer cooldown. So all this makes total sense. The best build by far is teleport and future sight if you look at Mewtwo X. Right here, future teleport sitting at a 54% win rate, and everything else seems a bit more fair. It's not necessarily fair, but it seems a bit more fair. Still definitely a broken Pokemon, as it has so much point and click. You just pull someone in, basic attack, maybe crit him, and they just die. Glaceon also, you saw win rate up here, right? Glaceon was up here in the top 10. This should be top 10, right? Almost top 10. I think she's literally, yeah, top 10. Deserves enough on Icy XP for sure. Currently even outperforming Icy Wind. Usually Icy Wind always has a higher win rate. But right now, Icy XP is so good that it even has a higher win rate than Icy Wind. Which is a rare thing, usually. Less Unite on cooldown, or less cooldown on Unite move, and then less damage on Icy XP with a higher cooldown. And then one of the funniest nerfs on this patch, Scizor getting nerfed. Which currently, it is quite frustrating. Scizor can be pretty much an auto win against physical attack Pokemon. But I think right now Scizor for the first time actually feels like it's very in a good spot. Where it's not too strong and not too bad at the same time. And it's only getting nerfed. It is already getting nerfed. Hilarious, actually. So less defense on the boost auto attack. They're kind of reverting what they buffed last time. And then Sword Dance also. Yeah. Sword Dance also. I mean, they could nerf this and just give him a bit more special attack at least. Special defense, sorry. And then Sword Dance getting nerfed for both. Currently Sword Dance the higher win rate. Move right here, you can see it even for Scyther. Has a higher win rate. And yeah. But does it deserve a nerf? No. Vaporeon, pretty easy nerf, right? Obviously, Vaporeon. You can see Muddy Water and Flip Turn or Muddy Water Generous, the 53% win rate. Uncarry bit Pokemon, but Hydro Pump is also pretty good. Hydro Pump is also still decent. But they're nerfing Muddy Water, half a second and less damage. I think the damage part is the most important thing because it just does also so much damage by being invincible almost. And then we have Latias, another top performing Pokemon, with Dragon Pulse getting a small nerf, half a second more cooldown, which means less stacks overall throughout the game, and 10% less recovery. Honestly, like the nerfs are pretty, you can see they're hitting the nerfs pretty well, right? They nerfed Mega Gyarados, they nerfed Mega Charizard, Vaporeon, Mewtwo X, Latias, Glaceon. What I'm missing is a Blastoise nerf. What I'm missing is a Meowth nerf, a slight one at least, because Meowth is also so annoying right now. Like, look at this build. 56% win rate. It will be the best Pokemon after this patch in the game. Once this patch hits tomorrow, Meowth will be the best Pokemon in the entire game. And currently it's blind pick, so you cannot ban it. Otherwise, I would have loved to see some buffs to Azumarill, maybe some buffs to Cramorant, right? Maybe some level adjustments to certain Pokemon. But otherwise, I think the patch is actually pretty decent. It's a solid patch. There's some things I can try that look fun. Dark Dragon getting buffed is scary. But yeah, we'll see how it turns out. So hope you guys enjoyed this second version of this update video. And I hope you guys still watched it and enjoyed it. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye!